not the rest. Kieron?
We are live. Do you know what? I was in another world there. I was just giving it, like, looking around the front room, doing all that, and Steve just goes, Kieron, snap, go, action. How is everyone? How are you doing in the comment section? How are you doing watching live? Before we go, press the like button, press the subscribe, and I know there's a little button down there as well. Go and press the share button, share it to all your friends, join in. Yeah, you got House Party. This is the new House Party. This is a proper House Party where we talk about football. Yeah? All right, you're in my house.
30 seconds in, hit the like button.
There you go. Thank you very much. We've got 2 viewers now. Welcome. I guarantee one of them is Mr. Marks himself. Hello. I'm going to say it without even looking. Hello, how you doing, Melvin? All right, we start tonight's jam-packed show with an absolute belter. And it is down to the championship. Don't be disappointed, people. Lyle Taylor of Charlton has refused to play for the remainder of the season once the championship season resumes. He's put this down to the fact he doesn't want to ruin the chances of a life-changing move once his contract ends at the end of the season. Lee Bowyer's actually taken it very well. He's been very understanding. The fans, not so. As you can probably understand, Charlton are actually still in a relegation dogfight. They've got quite a few players on the books that are in the same situation where they're either on loans or they've got players running out of contract. And there's 3 players at Charlton that have decided not to continue to play for the rest of the season. But with Lyle Taylor being Charlton's main man and top goal scorer, it's a bit of a standout player that that's decided against playing and carrying on for the rest of the season. This is a big one for me because it's the first I actually heard. Now there's another player. We'll speak about him in a bit. But this is the first I've actually heard of a player refusing to play when he's still under contract. We'll start with Steve. What did you make of this story?
Well, when I first heard about it, I thought he was wrong. He was out of order for what he said. But the more I thought about it, the more I've looked into it, he's just really what he's done. He's come out and basically said what a lot of players do anyway when it comes to the transfer window. Just like we were talking last week with Wenger. Because he said the same thing when players get towards the end. So in a way, I think he's done Charlton a favour. He's gone up to the manager. He's been honest. He said, I might not be able to give you my full 100%. I don't want that. So I think it'd be better for me if I don't play. I'm worried that I'll get injured, and I just can't guarantee you, Mr. Bowyer, I will give you my 100%. Now, that's very refreshing to me because that's the first time I've ever heard a player actually say it. A lot of players will just go out onto the pitch and basically just play.
Go through the motions.
Yeah, so he's gone out there, told the truth, gone up to the manager, and yeah, he changed my first view of that he was out of order. So, yeah. That's the way I'm looking at that in the moment. I think he's done a good thing.
Jerome, when you first heard about it, what was your first thought? Was it along the lines of Steve's same thinking there?
Yeah, I think initially the first thought is always, well, the way I thought about it was if I was a Charlton fan, what would I be thinking? Yeah. And you've got to be fuming, haven't you? If you're a Charlton fan and one of your best players is refusing to play, you're not going to be happy. But from a selfish point of view, from his point of view, like I can see where he's coming from, and if I'm honest, I'd do him right. Unfortunately, football nowadays, the players, their number one priority is themselves, and his priority is him and his career. And if he can get a fantastic move, or if he knows that a fantastic move will be coming, as long as he stays fit, then he's going to look after himself. Because otherwise, if he gets injured, he'll regret it. So I know it's not ideal, but I can see the player's point of view on this one.
Simon, what's your thinking on it? How do you feel about it? Take it from a fan's point of view. How would you feel as a fan?
I think it's the wrong thing to do, to be honest.
All right.
I don't think it's the wrong thing. Here we go. We're off. The chef, pass me that wooden spoon.
No. We don't want everyone. We're not here for everyone to agree, man. It's all
no,
about.
But that's it. If it's
fans, that's a fair enough view to see it from. Go on.
Say if it's Aubameyang, right? And he's got his move to Barcelona, but he's refusing to play for Arsenal when we start the Premier League season. We know how key his goals are. I mean, I don't know Charlton. We're not Charlton fans. We can say that. Are they anywhere near relegation? Have they been?
Charlton are actually not safe, and he's their top goal scorer.
Have they got enough points though to try and get out of it?
They can still get relegated.
See, if he's their top goal scorer, I think it's the wrong thing to do. I understand that he wants to go to a bigger club. Obviously, you don't want to get injured and then you end up missing out on it. Mm-hmm. But as your job, basically, you have to go on the pitch and you have to perform. Because that other team that are going to sign you will look at that and they'll go, he's refused to play because he's coming to us. But then you think about it and then they go, well, what if he does that to us though? What if he gets a bigger move than what we are and then refuses to play for us and he's our top scorer and we desperately need him? As a player, you have to play. I'm sorry, you do. And if you get injured, it's tough shit, basically. I feel for you. And I'll give him credit for coming out.
Yeah, I think what his point is he's 30 years of age. This is his last move. He sees it as his last move. He's given them pretty much everything. He's come from League Two, I think it was. He's now got the opportunity with some of the clubs that are in for him: Galatasaray, Rangers, and Crystal Palace are meant to be one of the other clubs. So either way, you're talking about either Premiership or you're talking about playing in Europe or the Champions League. And that's a player who's come from League Two, so I can understand his thinking on that. What you have to also take into account is he's actually, in his time between them coming back on the 20th to his contract actually running out, I think it's only 2 games they would be playing anyway. So what players I know a lot of chairmen or negotiators at the clubs are trying to do is tie down extensions onto people's contracts where they're coming to the end of their contract or they've got a loan and they're trying to get an extension on it. Now, that's it. The player's only wrong in refusing to play the 2 games in my eyes. The rest of it is fully down to him. But you are, like you're saying, you are contracted for them 2 games. So it's a tough one. I think it's very tough. It's very easy to see it from the fans' point of view. But if he got a bad injury and he was out for 6 months, would Charlton offer him a new contract? Would Charlton offer him an extended contract? At the age of 13, he had maybe a knee injury. Would he definitely would be getting a contract from any of these the bigger clubs that are going for him now. So I totally understand the fans' point of view, but this is a player that's pretty much got, not single-handedly because it's a team game, but this player has got this team into the Championship itself already and has done well to keep him in there. It's hard, but I mean, I think it's a bit of both. Like Simon said, you're contracted, play the 2 games or not. But like Steve said, he was honest enough to turn around to the manager and say, if I play these 2 games, in my mind, I'm not going to give 100% because I'm worried about getting injured. And if you've got a player on the pitch that's thinking about that, then you don't play him. You don't play him. And he's been honest enough to come to you and say, I'm thinking about potentially getting injured and ruining a chance of a move afterwards, because they all know his contract's done at the end of the season. They all know he's not signed a deal. So, I mean, it's a tough one, but I think it's quite courageous for him to go to the manager and tell him, no, I ain't going to give it my all. No one does that. And we ask for honesty in football, and when we get it, we bite back because we don't want to hear what they've got to say. So it is a tough one. I don't think there's no real wrong answer on this one, but I suppose there is. He played the 2 games, and then that's it. That's what you got to do. But he's not going to do that, and that's the end of it. Next up, we have We have got. Page gone. It's fine. We've got Victor Osimhan. Yep. Victor Osimhan has been regarded as one of the hottest prospects in European football over the last season. He's kind of taken the shine from Pepe. It's like, who's Pepe? And a £75 million bid is meant to be on its way. But where is he off to? There was rumours of Chelsea. Chelsea were meant to be the team leading the way, but Chelsea have looked elsewhere. So where is Victor Osimhan off to? Simon, have you got any inkling of where he could be off to?
Nope. No, I can't think of it. I mean, City, Aguero's getting to the end now a bit, isn't he? Could he be a replacement for Aguero? There's speculation with Harry Kane that he's not happy at Tottenham. Could he want out? And could they end up not swap, obviously. Could they end up Kane going out and him coming in?
Could you see Tottenham forking out £75 million on anything? I'm surprised they spent £75 million on a stadium, let alone on a player.
I'd like to take a loan to him. They'll pay for it.
Buy us there, Kieron.
No, sorry, keeping it clean.
He's not going to go to Arsenal, though, is he? Because there's still Lacazette and Aubameyang there. Martinelli, Eddie.
Lack of funds as well. Boom, boom.
He's not going to Chelsea because it looks like we're Timo Werner. I can't think where. I can't think. Real Madrid, would they go in for him?
This mysterious 75 million. Maybe it's one of these dud bids that never come to fruition. Never exist. Steve, have you heard anything about this 75 million? Look, Steve's eyebrows raised. You know when Steve's eyebrows raised? Serious business.
It's like the pressure you put on me.
You put it on yourself, Steve.
Well, it seems to me that between Osimhan, his agent Gerard Lopez, and Lille, the club that he's plays for, that they're just playing transfer window games.
I see.
Yeah, I mean the only club that that was in firstly the only club that seemed to be into him was like you said was Chelsea. Right, then obviously that's out the window, and then the only club that was in for him was Napoli, and that seemed to be where he was going. But the Lille owner was quoted saying that there was multiple clubs in for him and interested in, and they was Arsenal, Napoli, Spurs, Man United, and then Osimhan said himself that all the press and all the things that was being said to him was absolute rubbish, and don't take nothing in the press for for 100%. I've just signed a 5-year contract with Lille.
Wow.
So that was like, well, okay, that was like, okay, throw the paper right away, and that was that. So that was
there we go.
Ended, really.
There we go. And I'm guessing, Jerome, you obviously didn't find anything because Steve has just shut that one down completely.
Well, I thought I knew, and then Steve said that, so no, I don't.
I might be wrong.
Nah. I'll be honest. After watching him, I can't see how. I can't see. He is a good player, but I can't see how Lille would get that amount of money for him yet.
It seems a bit like, for me, it seems like he's very quick. It seems a bit raw. But 75 million is a big amount. That's a statement. That's a player you're getting. He's coming in, he's doing it. But for me, Victor Osimhan didn't seem that player. What was you saying?
Nah, he's got these like the way he strides. He's got these long strides like Diaby or Adebayor when they used to sprint. I think somewhere closer to maybe 30, 35 rather than 75. Also, you got to think what club what club needs a centre forward like that now? And yeah, like you said, Chelsea, it looked like they're signing Werner. Liverpool, I don't think they need to sign a new striker. And then you're looking at the other big clubs in Europe, like Barca, Madrid, maybe. But
if he goes to Madrid, their fans will eat him up.
Yep.
They'll absolutely eat him up. He wouldn't last 2 minutes.
Yeah. So
Napoli would be a good shout for him.
I wouldn't be surprised if he just stays where he is for the time being.
Yeah, I think it's best for him, to be honest, because I think a lot of players get a lot of hype around them, and sometimes they just need to just stay put, make sure they get games, and just grow as a player. So Victor Osimhan for £75 million, people don't believe it, because he should be staying in France, and there's no one right now in this current climate is going to be forking out £75 million for a gamble. It's a gamble. Yeah.
I don't even think it's real. I think they've made it up.
But like Steve was saying, this could quite easily be the agent or the team, because this is what we were saying about Philippe Coutinho. Philippe Coutinho, all this is manifesting from Barcelona that need to get rid of him, his agent that wants him to play, and Coutinho that wants to play. So they're just saying, so-and-so after, to drum up some interest. Oh, what? Coutinho's available? Oh, we'll go after him. And the only two clubs that are in for Philippe Coutinho is Leicester and Newcastle. So if anyone tries to tell you that Arsenal are in talks with Philippe Coutinho, they're lying. Thank you.
They haven't got 75 million to spend.
Yeah. All right. Next up, we have more transfer news. Chelsea are on the verge, potentially, of signing Timo Werner. There was contrasting views with regards to, are they actually signing him? Are they not? Are the talks happening? Are they not? Have they given them an agreement? Have they not? The Leipzig chairman came out and said, no one's spoken to us, no one's put in a bid, no one has contacted Timo, which it reeks of a bit of bitterness, because no one likes dirty laundry aired in public, and that seems to be what's happening so far with the Timo Werner and the Chelsea move. But I think it's happening, it feels like it's happening. But what next for Chelsea? They needed a centre-back and they needed a left-back. Who are they going to sign at left-back? The latest rumours are that it's Ben Chilwell. Who believes that Chelsea are going for Ben Chilwell? We're going to start with Steve on this one. Go on, Steve.
First, I'm just going to start by saying the price tag just seems too big for me.
What was the price tag? Was it 65 million, was it?
70.
I've heard 78. They want the same price as what Maguire. It's actually the same price we've got, and that's coming out of Leicester. So I mean, Lampard's a big fan. There's no doubt about that. I'm not sure about Roman. After 80 million, I don't think he's going to be a good fan. As much money as what he's got.
Yeah.
And neither are the Chelsea fans, because I mean, I've spoken to a couple, and they're going on about Tagliafico and Tellus, who are like 25, 30 million, who they feel were just as good, who they could fit in there, and then they could have 30, 40 million to spend. Somewhere. I mean, it's 3/4 of the price they could get two top internationals, Portuguese international and the Argentinian international. I mean, Tagliafico, Tellus. I mean, even Kolasinac, please.
Are you offering?
I mean,
are you offering?
I mean, they've got Alonso and Emerson at left back at the moment. I mean, I suppose they could do a swap deal plus cash if Leicester want to do that. But I think the main. I did get from the Leicester News, Jamie Kimball. He said that the main guy that Leicester are going for is a guy called Levin Kurzawa.
The one that Arsenal after PSG on a free.
Yeah, and that would be their first choice, and that was according to people in Leicester. So it's a lot of money.
Yeah,
75, 80 million. It's a lot of money.
Jerome, what are you saying on Ben Chilwell to Chelsea for 70 mil? Is he worth it? Do you think it's going to happen? Do you think it's paper talk?
I can definitely see it happening. I mean, Chelsea they're not short of a few quid, and I think Lampard strikes me as the sort of person that I think if he had it his way, he would like as many English players in his team as possible. He's just the way he comes across. Because obviously back in his day, he's playing, with John Terry, Ashley Cole. I just think that he'd like to continue like an English team. And if you got to pay over the odds for an English player, then so be it. Also, for Ben Chilwell's point of view, it's nice being at Leicester, but Chelsea are a step up from them. So for his career, it definitely, it'd be something positive for him. I can see this one happening. They need a proper left back, Chelsea. And although he's not the best, he's it'd be be an improvement on what they got at the moment. I can definitely see it happening.
Yes, Simon.
What I will say, what Jerome said there is they have got the money to agree, because they have got the 138 million for Hazard, and this season they're getting the 50 million for Morata. So maybe they have got the money. Sorry about that.
No, this is what we're here for. No, they could have the money, but is it what they want? It seems like they've identified him as the player, but if the money goes up to 80 million, are you realistically going to push it over that line that much that you want? Does you want him that much? So you're going to pay an extra 20 million on what was the original valuation? That seems like it'd be crazy for me. Chelsea. Go on. Yeah,
the thing is, when you get a player like Chilwell, because of his age, he could be your left back for 9 years.
Yeah. And
so when you break it down, it's a lot of money. But if you split it over the years, and and you don't need to sign another left back for 30, 40 million, then maybe it's not the end of the world. Just it depends what you get out of them.
Simon, what are you saying on this one? You I think you had some insider knowledge on this one, but did you think it's going to happen?
Aye.
Well, if Chelsea want to waste 50 million on Ben Chilwell, go for it. Because as a player, I don't rate him.
No?
If Chelsea want to go for a proper left back that they've not had probably since Ashley Cole, and was Ivanovic left back or was he a right back? I can't remember. He's right back, right. Well, since Ashley Cole, Chelsea should go and just spend 20 million on Nicolas Tagliafico, because this is what I want Arsenal to sign. But I'd rather them sign Chilwell, and we can have Tagliafico, because Tagliafico is a better defender, is a better creator, is better going forward. Ben Chilwell only is known because he's English, only known because with what Leicester City are doing at the minute. Is he worth 50 million? No. Is he worth 60? No. Is he better than Robertson? No. Is he better than Tierney? No. I would rather have Luke Shaw at left back rather than him. But that's what I would do anyway.
The chef has spoken, and he hasn't just spoken, mate. He's cooked up a 3-course meal with that one, isn't he? Bloody hell, go on site.
Just don't rate him. Another overhyped English player.
All right, he said it, and we've said it. Ben Chilwell to Chelsea could happen, but we are some of us are saying it's slightly over the top with price. There's players like Alex Telles, Nicolas Tagliafico. There's options there, but Ben Chilwell seems to be their man. Next up, one closer to home, a West Ham after Rob Holding. Arsenal are looking to offload a couple of centre-backs. West Ham are in dire need of surgery for their team. Are they going to make a bid for Rob Holding first? Jerome, what did you read into this one?
God, it's amazing how not quickly things can change. But if this story would have come out a year ago, you would have said, "No, it's a load of rubbish." But due to the current situation and what's happened with Rob Holding in terms of his injuries and some of the performances he's had since he's come back, it's one of those that there is a chance you could see it happening. I think from Arsenal's side, the price would have to be right. I don't think they would let him go on the cheap. And I think it's one that could have legs, especially as you said that we might need to get rid of a couple of defenders to bring in a new defender. So it could happen. Also, it's one that could raise a bit of money for Arsenal as well. So I know what
you mean. Simon, should Arsenal be looking to get rid of Rob Holding? Is he one of the ones you would get rid of? And is Chelsea the right? Is West Ham the right destination for him? Would that be a good move for the player?
West Ham would be fantastic. 20 million for him. You're getting the future Bobby Moore. Go and do it. He's absolutely brilliant. Telling you, 2 million we paid from him from Bolton. Steal. He's going to be bargaining at summer. Honestly, every West Ham fan, listen. He's amazing. Please buy him. We'll even chuck in Mustafi on a 6-month loan.
Mate, what are you talking about? Are you crazy, mate? If I was West Ham, I'd be well happy with that. Mate, I think you're massively undervaluing 2 of our centre-backs, mate. Oh, gosh, Mustafi.
We'll even chuck in Hector Bellerin as well. He's got loads of suits and shirts for you.
Mustafi's had a bad time of it here and there, but, mate, this season has been all right. And Rob Holding...
Mustafi's not as bad. Mustafi isn't actually as bad as what we all thought.
So you're saying Rob Holding, West Ham would be a good buy, would be a good move?
Yeah, it would actually. To be honest, it would. He gets games every week. Him and Diop. Is it Diop?
Yeah, well, that's the one. That's the one supposedly we were linked with. But I've got a feeling that
I don't rate him.
Swap deal.
No. What has Diop done for West Ham to keep him out of this position? I know that's a bit harsh. I'm not putting it all on Diop, but
I don't think that. I'm only paying.
Should we go for a centre back from West Ham? Why don't we take the goalkeeper at the same time? It's just like, it's not the way forward. Steve, come on, the man, come on, Steve, what you got for me? West Ham. And even if he's not going West Ham, where is he going? I know you can tell it to the future, Steve.
No, that's fine in the future. Without being an East End boy, all my friends are West Ham supporters, and I spoke to them a couple today, and they said, "Don't you dare give us another one of your Crocs."
What they don't fancy Rob Holding?
It wasn't in those type of words. It was a bit more East Ender type of word, but it was like. We don't want him, but because he's always injured, and we don't want another Jack Wilshere. That was a fan's point of view.
You're not selling this, Steve.
Yeah,
we're not the salesman side. Don't worry about
that. Whether they would, whether he would come good there, I don't know. For me, I think it'd be a good move for Odin. I'm sure he ain't going to end up a Croc like my mate said that he's going to be. I quite like him. He's a decent player. We do have to move some of these centre backs on. I've heard Diop's leaving. Well, some West Ham player told me he was leaving. Not the greatest of links, and he could be one of these players that comes back to haunt us.
Yeah.
In 3 years' time. Good move for him. I think good move for him, good move for Arsenal.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think if Arsenal can get a tidy sum, we're not talking extortionate amounts, but we're talking about a tidy sum. Remember, he's English, so you got to add an extra few million onto that anyway. But if we can get a tidy sum for him, I think it's what works out best for Rob Holding, because I think Rob Holding is one of them players that everyone likes as well. He seems like a nice guy. I think everyone wants to see the best for him, and sitting on the bench at Arsenal ain't really the way to go. So I personally think it's just I was excited about his development a couple of seasons ago, but since then it seems to have stalled, and it just doesn't seem like it's the type of player that Arteta would have in at the back. I think Chambers suits that style a bit more. It's a bit more versatile. We can play out a bit more. He's a bit more of a ball player as well. So I just think that's probably the one you want to keep hold of. So Rob Holding, West Ham, potentially. And I've also heard that Everton are also looking at Rob Holding as well. So if he goes at the end of the season, good luck to him. He's been a good servant. Well, in his time, he's won an FA Cup. Won an FA Cup. We won't forget that game where you bullied Costa with Mertesacker. That was a tactical genius. But yeah, good luck, Rob Holding. Next up, who are Newcastle going to buy? What's going on with the takeover? Is the takeover even moving? What is happening? Simon, has there been any links that you've seen to Newcastle? Any decent players? Because when we first heard of the takeover, there was talk of Cavani, Mbappe, all sorts of players. And now I'm hearing they can barely tie down Matty Longstaff to an extension on his contract. What's going on?
Well, the takeover is definitely done. Put it that way. They've already started. They've already started doing the. What was that thing I read? Basically, for Newcastle's final home game of the season, they've already started where the fans basically will celebrate Mike Ashley finally leaving. Even if they're not going to be in the stadium, but they're still going to do something where we're all going to see it. We're all going to see Newcastle fans waving Ashley out banners and everything. And fair play to him. I'm glad he's gone, to be honest, as a rival fan. But Newcastle, with them, they've been linked to Coutinho. Coutinho's agent's been in talks with Newcastle. There was a lad on Twitter that I spoke to, Matty, as well, who's in Newcastle. It's not the one from the Magpies channel, it's another one. Yeah. But if he's watching this now, you know what I'm talking about, mate. And he says they've been linked with Marouane Fellaini.
Oh, that's not a bad boy.
That one's come. He wants to come back from
China.
Yeah, from China. He's homesick, apparently. But it was like, what's his name, from Atletico, Yannick Carrasco. He was the same. Yeah. Homesick, wanted to come back.
Yeah.
They're also linked with two players from Leeds, a centre-back and a midfielder. And then there's Donny van der Beek. But I think these are just names just to throw in there.
Yeah,
basically.
I mean, are Newcastle really going to steal Donny van der Beek from under the noses of Real Madrid? I just don't.
Nah.
Wilfried
Zaha's turned them down. Turned them down.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Zaha had his agent when he wanted to go to Arsenal, and it didn't work out for him, so he sacked his agent off. He's brought another agent in to try and get him out of
Newcastle.
Well, he's trying his best to get out of Palace, but what Zaha wants, he wants Arsenal, but Arsenal don't want him. No. And he was talking to Rio Ferdinand a few days ago in an interview with this, and how flattered he was that Arsenal came in, and it's amazing when a team that you support comes in for you, and then you have to sit on TV and watch your fellow countrymen in the shirt and on the pitch where you wanted to be. I thought it was quite funny. it's Rio Ferdinand.
But Palace fans must have been squirming in their seat.
He sounds a bit bitter. He does sound a bit bitter, but you would be. He's an Arsenal fan, and he could have come and played for his club that he supported. Didn't work out.
He's hurting. Jerome, have you had any links to any big time players? Any big time players or any players to Newcastle?
No, I've only heard the usual names being bandied around, but I think they're all sort of pie in the sky at the moment.
Yeah.
And if you're a top player, even though the money might be there, would you want to go there if you could go to a top team? I just can't see. I can see them signing like the Fellaini's or maybe someone like Lallana perhaps that's out of contract.
Yeah.
But the top draw players that we're talking about, like when they were getting linked with Mbappe and stupid ones like that, I can't see those happening yet. Not yet.
They're going to have to start low and then build their way up.
I was going to say, do you think it would even be the right move to be going for like ridiculous names on silly money? Is that the right direction for a club that's just got a load of money?
No.
Jerome, sorry.
Yeah. I don't know. It's the thing is, because they haven't done it before, or I know they spent a lot of money on Shearer back in the day, because they might get all excited and think, this is all new and fresh to us. They might go that way. But as you know, sometimes you need more than just money to build a proper team, and I don't think it's going to be an overnight thing at Newcastle. It will take time. They're my thoughts. Yeah.
No, you're right.
2 years
right.
max.
Steve, what are you saying on the Newcastle takeover and their links to some of the players they're linked to?
Well, Simon's got one up on me. I didn't think it had been done yet, the actual takeover, but yeah. So the chef's got one up on me there. So the Philippe Coutinho deal, I suppose, is slightly possible if there will be a takeover.
Yeah.
The ones that I'm hearing that's coming up from Newcastle is Arnaud Lusumba from Nice, and Jonathan David's been linked with Newcastle, which wouldn't be a bad buy for them.
I forgot about that one.
I think that'd be a good move for them. I think that'd be a good move for them and him. He'd get game time.
Yeah.
It's the step. It's the step that him and his agent were talking about. The right progressive step to a team where he get games in a good league. And like you said, I think that would be a good move. And the player you said before as well. It's not one of the regular players. It's another player who's just. It seems like that link seems like it's the right character, the right player, as opposed to just a name.
Yeah.
I mean, Danny Rose has already signed for another year, so I suppose he's half decent. But the big one from Newcastle, like a Newcastle fan who I spoke to, is that Newcastle already in talks with Shaqiri, and that talks already taking place, and he's not getting much time at Liverpool.
Yeah. And
this one could really, really happen. And when I just look at it, I think that makes perfect sense as well.
Yeah, no, it does.
Yeah.
Was there any fee that there was bounded about?
No, he didn't know anything. But I haven't seen no fee. But I just thought the Shaqiri one was the biggest one. I was like, that made me sit up the most.
Yeah, I've not seen that either.
That really makes sense.
I saw 18 to 20 Liverpool want.
Yeah.
But Liverpool sell their players fantastic. They get the money.
I mean, they bought it for 12, didn't they? I think they got him for 12 from Stoke.
Yeah.
So
I mean, if they can get Jonathan David and Shaqiri, they won't cost much, and I think that will take them up to at least another level.
Yeah, I think that's the kind of signings they should be looking to get in. So maybe Newcastle haven't been linked properly to the big names, to the Mbappes, the Cavani's, but from what Steve is talking about, it seems like the actual links, the stronger links, are the links that would take Newcastle in the right direction. The baby steps to make them to progress them slowly, as opposed to jumping both feet in and doing what QPR did and getting a load of mercenaries in your team, because that's the last thing you want. They're still paying for that now. So next up we have Marcus Rashford. Apparently made a dramatic U-turn from Barcelona. He turned around and said yes, and then changed his mind. Was it the right thing for Marcus Rashford to do? Will he regret doing it? Does he think that he's not good enough to play for Barcelona? What made Barcelona go for Marcus Rashford in the first place? Simon, what do you think enticed Barcelona to Marcus Rashford?
I'm trying to think, actually. He's a good player, don't get me wrong. He is a good player. I think he's way overhyped as much what people say. But he is a good player. But Barcelona, I can't ever picture him in Barcelona. I think he's not in Barcelona's level for me. No. He's not in Barcelona or Real Madrid's level.
Well, they wanted him. They wanted the deal was real. The deal was done. It was instead of Antoine Griezmann. That's who it's going to be instead of.
God. You know what? In this day and age, it shouldn't be the crucial factor, but it could be. If you get the chance to play with Messi, I think you've got to take it.
Yeah.
It's not going to last long, is it?
he's only got a couple of years left, hasn't he, Messi? Or you know, he ain't got 10 years left. I think if you get the chance, and then you know, you can tell your kids, tell your grandkids that you played with Messi, that is worth everything.
I wasn't even thinking about that, but like you said, you should really take it into a factor. But it'd be hard.
I'll tell you one thing though.
I know full well that Neymar's coming back at some point as well.
Yeah.
You know that they're trying. I think they're trying to get that Neymar one done just before Messi leaves, so that they can rekindle that partnership again.
Yeah.
You've got to think as well. I bet Rashford sat back and watched Griezmann at Barcelona and gone, I have made one good decision here. And that's they've treated Griezmann very bad. But they've treated him really bad.
That's the thing with Barcelona. That's the thing with Barcelona. If you're replacing Neymar, you best be Neymar.
Yeah.
And if you're not, they're going to eat you alive, and then you're going to sit on the bench. Steve, do you think Marcus Rashford made the right decision? If you was Marcus Rashford, would you have gone Barcelona?
I did think he made the right decision until Jerome said what he said, and then I thought, Jerome's got a good point.
I didn't even think about that at all. Not once. I thought he made the right decision. Look at
I'm not going to take. But I'm going to take no notice of what Jerome said. I'm going to stick to what I said.
That's it.
Even though I want to agree with Jerome because it makes 100% sense. I think it was a good decision. But I think Man United going on my. Let me laugh now. Man United, I think we're only 1-2 players away from really going for the title.
Yeah.
I mean, they're going to have Bruno Fernandes next season and Pogba in that midfield next season. If they got Rashford up front, they get one more player, they could really, challenge for for the title. I think he's a long way off Barcelona. Yeah. I mean, he's 22. He's got plenty of time to improve. And they're saying 3 years, he can have another look. Hopefully, if one of the big boys still want him, a Real Madrid, a Barca, a Bayern Munich, then he can spread his wings. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't be surprised if Solskjaer had a word in his ear and said, "Now come on, slow down a bit." He's a good kid. I like him a lot. He's done a lot. He's always into charity stuff and. He's helping the homeless and he's learning sign language, all these type of things. 20 million he's raised in the last few weeks. Being no Colonel Tom Marcus.
No.
But yeah, I think he's made a good decision.
I'd like to know why he did make a U-turn, though. I'd love to know that.
Well, I think there's a lot of factors. One of them, he said he's grown up and played. He's been at Man United since he was 7, and he felt like it was his duty to give him something back. And that, like Steve's saying, he seems like a very nice guy, and that seems like a genuine, honest thought in his head that would have come in his head. Like some players, they say things just to make it sound like just to sort of appease the fans and stuff like that. But when he said that, I felt like, do you know what? I feel like that's coming from the heart. When he said that, Steve said that they're only one more player away. One of the players that they're linked with is Kai Havertz. Simon, I know you looked into it, being one of your favourite players. What did you read into that one?
Not happening. Can't see it. You've got Bruno Fernandes there. You've got Paul Pogba that's still there. If Pogba leaves, then you can bring him in. Yep. You've got Fred there. You've still got Jesse Lingard there. You've got Pereira there. You've got Scott McTominay there, and you've got Matic there. Mm-hmm. So where's he going to go? Where is he going to go? So you're going to have to get rid of Jesse Lingard. You've even got Alexis Sanchez still there as well. So you need to get rid of him. Probably get rid of Pereira as well, because for me, him and Jesse Lingard, they should be kissing the floor every morning that they get to put that badge on, because they are stealing a living at Man United. But this is it. They are two big players that are nowhere near Man United's ability. I said the same thing with Smalling, and I've been proven right with that. And then they say that they're one player away. Like, if they get Jadon Sancho, then they'll challenge. They won't challenge because they still have the biggest problem, and that's Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He hasn't got it to be a Man United manager. He's got no tactics. He got outschooled by Arteta with a piss-poor Arsenal team. He's got no philosophy to his game. I've not seen any identity to Solskjaer's game. I've seen Jesse Lingard go out and I've seen Bruno come in. And it's a massive difference because they've got an upgrade on Jesse Lingard. You could put anyone there in that Man United team. You are finishing behind Liverpool, behind City, and behind Chelsea.
Well, he said it. There are, again, the chef got out his spoon and he's just beaten that rumour to death. There are rumours that Man United are strong rumours. This comes from quite a reliable source. There are rumours that Man United have 70 million to spend in the transfer window, and they're looking to sell players to maybe put in that big bid for Sancho. There are rumours that there will be a couple of surprisingly big bids made in this transfer window. It's going to shock everyone. And me personally, I think Man United will be going all out to get Jadon Sancho. I think they're out here to make a statement. There's been talk of getting rid of players, and I think if they've only got to get that 30 million, all the signs just lead to Sancho for me. In my eyes, expect a bid going in there. Just before we get to the big one, Arsenal have been linked to this guy. There was rumours in December. It's come round. There were rumours in February. The other day, someone said it's happening. Potentially. We have to wait and see. We will here at the Transfer Exchange, we will give you the news as soon as we hear it ourselves. I've got one question to ask Jerome. What do you think Orkan Koku would bring to Arsenal?
Oh, good question. Good question. I think he'd bring a lot of energy. I think he'd bring a lot of skill. I think he would add a lot to our offensive play. I think he'd add a bit of creativity. After watching him, I'm surprised. He doesn't look like a 19-year-old player. He looks like he's 25, 26, like the way he plays.
Culturally.
He's excellent. I would like the story in terms of the rumours to be true, because I think he's excellent. And I think if this is going to be Ozil's final year, I think this is someone potentially that could play in that position.
It would be nice for him to learn off of Ozil as well. Yeah,
definitely. And also for the money as well that's been spoken about, you're not looking at 60, 70 million. You're looking at more, maybe 20, 25, something like that. So, hopefully that's sort of in our price range. And he looks an excellent player.
Yeah. So hopefully we as soon as we get more on this, we will try and give it to you. We're going to be speaking to a few people in Holland and a few people in Turkey to see if we can get some insider knowledge on the deal.
It'd be a massive upgrade.
There is definite 100%. There is definite interest there from Arsenal, and there's definite interest from the player to come to Arsenal. So watch this space. Earlier this week, we had a massive exclusive. The exclusive started on the Transfer Exchange show in a little interview with a journalist from Ghana. That interview was chopped at the end, 2 minutes, was put onto the internet, and like a forest fire, it lit up and did not stop burning. In fact, it went global. It went viral. If it wasn't for other things being more important in the world than football, that would have definitely been a trending topic on Twitter. I saw it on my breakfast table. I saw it on my Instagram. The lot. No credit for it, but it was us. People wrote the story about Thomas Partey and that he wants to come to Arsenal, and everyone took it. But it's okay, people, because we got clarification that it was us in the Express. Yes, the Express newspaper that you've been reading for years, people. The Express. And how proud we are of it.
You Thomas can see his gas, can't you?
Thomas Partey. Let's start with you, Steve. Talk to me. Thomas Partey. Go on.
It's simple, isn't it? It's simple. 26-year-old, 44 million. Arteta wants Partey. Partey wants Arsenal.
It's party time.
Atletico are happy.
Samuel.
Atletico are happy to sell Partey. We could all be having a party. Arsenal just need to get to pay that 44 million, and then we can get the volleyball out. And then we can have that party.
1982.
It's simple. It's so simple. I keep seeing this on the internet. Oh yeah, if we buy Partey and then we swap him with this player and we do a little deal with that player, and we do a cash deal with that player. For God's sake, just pay the 44 million for God's sake.
I know what you mean, Jerome.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Go on, we'll come back to you in a sec.
We'll all be going around to Steve's with French fancies, cocktail sausages, cheese and pineapple.
Cheese and the orange. Cheese and pineapple and the orange.
Party poppers.
Harvey Wallbangers, the lot, mate. Get involved.
Oh, brilliant.
I remember that.
God, how good would it be if we got Thomas Partey in? And what's stopping us? What is stopping us, Jerome?
We got your
La Liga.
What you got to ask
La
yourself
Liga.
is, would he get in the team?
Right, I'm done, Jerome. I'm done. I'm done. I think he'd struggle over Joe Willock.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the team now and I'm like,
Classic. This will be
Mohamed El Sideways will keep him on bench.
Would he be one of the 5 captains?
Oh, class. Absolutely class. Oh, put it this way, if he's in an Arsenal shirt in August and we're on here celebrating, I will video myself doing a naked run round the street.
Oh my God.
And I will even put it on here.
I know you just started the channel. I don't want to lose subs yet. Like, come on, bro. Like, just save that. Like, we don't need that. We don't need that. Go on.
Brilliant.
Simon, Thomas Partey to Arsenal. Why isn't it happening? What's going on? What's going on?
For me, it's happening. For me, I'm going to say it's happening. I'm not saying what I've been told or anything, but I'm saying I think it's going to happen. Yeah. We're going to trigger the release clause. And the only thing that's stopping us from triggering that release clause is out of respect to Atletico. Obviously, they'll get time to find a replacement, but La Liga is starting on the 17th of June again. Last thing that they want is Thomas Partey and everyone thinking, well, is he putting it in? Is he putting it in or not? And close friends have said to him, he said to close friends that is 2 things that he's going to do. He's going to sign for Arsenal and he's going to win the Champions League. That's what he said.
That's a big statement.
It is.
Backing up what Simon said, one thing we have to remember is we have to remember the league's still going on, people. So when, yes, Chelsea are putting in bids and buying up players and this and that, but these clubs ain't too happy that this news is coming out. You have to remember, you can't tarnish these relations with clubs. You can't be bullish and just be going out and saying, yeah, we're bidding this, we're bidding that, we're going for this player, because clubs will not do business with you. When you're selling someone, you're taking a piece of your club and giving it to someone else. There's a bit of fans that don't like that. Fans won't like it. Fans want players to stay at their club. So when you're talking about selling players and why aren't we going in for Partey? Why aren't we putting in this? Look what Chelsea... Forget what Chelsea are doing. Who cares what Chelsea are doing? We need to get our own room into check. We need to make sure we're buying the right characters, and we need to make sure we're doing things properly. And doing things properly will be waiting for La Liga's current season to finish, then get business done. We all know that Thomas Partey wants to come to Arsenal. Arsenal want Thomas Partey. It's real. It's not made up. This isn't just paper talk. This is real. Both parties want the party. Yeah? The problem is the leagues are not finished, and they will be finished. The leagues are not finished yet. And there's a little thing to tie up with money and Arsenal. I mean, there's always a trouble there, but it will get done. Personally, I think it will get done because 43 million is not a lot. We've got assets to sell. It'll be easy enough to make up. Just be patient, people. Just be patient. And stop.
We're having them volleyball.
Stop. Get baby, get the volleyball. Get the best filling you got out there. Get the cocktail.
Pineapple and cheese on stick.
Pineapple and cheese, double portions, love.
That's it.
All right. Finally, Youth Player Watch. This is a segment that used to be Arsenal Youth Player Watch. It just so happens to be an Arsenal player today. But from week to week, it's going to be a different player from around the globe. It could be England, it could be Spain, it could be France, it could be Brazil, Argentina. We don't know. It doesn't matter. What we're here to do is shine some light on the hottest prospects in world football and give them to you guys. Give them details of what he's like, if he's going to come through, when he's going to come through, and what his main attributes are. Today, the Youth Player Watch is Emile Smith Rowe of Arsenal, currently on loan at Huddersfield Town. Jerome, tell me about Emile Smith Rowe and how he, as a player, excites you for his future.
So if you were to ask me before the season started, who's the one youth player you're most excited about, or you think has got the most chance of making it Arsenal, this would be the player, Emile Smith Rowe. I've seen a lot of comparisons, and I thought of this as well. That obviously not saying he's as good as him, but his technique reminds me a lot of De Bruyne. The way he moves with the ball, the way he executes his passes. The one thing that doesn't worry me a bit, but I think the one thing that needs to happen is if he's going to be a regular at Arsenal, he's one of these players that can play on the right, he can play on the left, he can play in the middle. I think in my opinion, what he needs to do is nail down a position. I'm a number 10, or I'm a right winger, or I'm a left winger, because otherwise players can get lost when they're so when they can play in all these different positions. So I think, that's my only concern really with him. So I think he's got the talent and the ability.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with being versatile. There's nothing wrong with being an all-round player. But you have to, like you said, you have to pin your nail to one position. Otherwise, you'll be seen as a Phil Neville. And that's no disrespect to Phil Neville, but this was a player that could play solidly in one position, but was moved around the pitch because of his versatility. Yeah.
But no, what this is one player that when you're talking about which youth players should we try and raise some money and sell, this is one that I definitely wouldn't do that with. I'd keep him for as long as possible and see how he can develop with us.
Steve, what you said on Emile Smith Rowe, is it time to come back to Arsenal and maybe nail down a position?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. He's done really well at Huddersfield. He was, I think, the manager at Huddersfield, Danny Carley, who I admire, I admire a lot. Has brought him on brilliantly. He started in most games, and all I can say to Huddersfield fans is make the most of him because he's coming back home. It's a shame because I think a year more experience, and I don't think he would have gone out on loan. I think he would have been. I would have think he'd have been that good to slot into Arsenal first team, because for me he's the most exciting young player at Arsenal. And I know a lot of people would say, "Oh, what do you mean, Balogun and Martinelli and all that?" But the reason why I say he's the most exciting for me is that he plays in that position we need the most, and that's in that number 10 where Ozil is. We need someone in that position, and if he can go in that position like Jerome said, and crack it, then that'll be unbelievable. And I think with his quality and his strengths, I think he can. I think he can, and I think Arteta's going to help him a lot because again he plays around in that same area. So I think they'll work well together, and I think he'll do well.
Yeah, I think the reason why he probably got loaned out again is because he went on loan to Leipzig, which for me is probably one of the best places you could probably go out on loan. If there's one team that's going to look after your player it's Leipzig. But he got injured, didn't he? So and that sort of pushed him back a bit, which is why he's come back and gone out on loan to sort of essentially rehabilitate himself. Simon, what would you do? Would you look to maybe? This one of the comments here, guys. We don't usually throw the comments in, but this one took my eye. Would you look to do this? Bring back Emile Smith Rowe and loan out Willock?
No.
No?
I like Emile Smith Rowe, I really do, and he has got a fantastic future at Arsenal. But I think what he should do next season, because obviously you're still going to have Ozil here, you're still going to, obviously we've just said, like we've just said it, Partey, you've got Ozil there, but then if that guy from Feyenoord comes in as well, you've got him. So where's he going to get the time? He's only going to get League Cup games, FA Cup games, and if we get the Europa League, that's all he's going to get. So what he should do for me, finish what he's doing with Huddersfield, come back to us when it's pre-season and show Arteta what you can do. And if I was Arteta, I'd look at him, and if he impresses me, because I've heard that Arteta's very impressed with our youth. He's absolutely amazed by how good they really are. But it's funny how some of our fans don't rate our youth. But what I would do is let him finish with Huddersfield, bring him back, let Arteta see him, and then I'd send him to a Premier League club on loan where he's going to play week in and week out, get more experience in the Premier League. Ozil then leaves. Say the guy from Feyenoord's here, it's his second year. Then you bring Emile Smith Rowe in. And then you've got the guy from Feyenoord and Smith Rowe. That's what I would do. I think fetching him back to Arsenal now would just be catastrophic. Because he's having to fight. He's having to fight with everyone. You're not going to drop Ozil when he's on 350, and the fans are just going to throw the dummies out at Pram again. Mm-hmm. And that's what he had to deal with when he was with us, even though he was outperforming Ozil in games. Even Ramsey, he was outperforming Ramsey in some games. And then he got sent to Leipzig, where he did well at Leipzig. And he's gone to Huddersfield, and he's fantastic at Huddersfield.
You see a future for Emile Smith Rowe.
Oh, yeah, 100%. 100%.
He's got
just not now.
He's got that energy, as well as the thing is, he's a very creative player. He's got that energy as well as that attacking prowess. He's just an all-round good player. It's something it's the kind of player level that you want in your squad, and it's exciting how he came through the youth and he came into the first team. He was an exciting player. So I hope he's still got that energy that he had when he first started at Arsenal. And I'm looking forward to seeing him come back. And I wouldn't be against loaning out someone like Willock, because it's potentially someone who could be sitting in his spot. And is there any doing either of them any good? Both sit on the bench or one of them sit on the bench. I think
you could have to pick. You could have to pick which one do you want.
Yeah, I think Willock's had a couple of seasons at Arsenal in the first team now. I think he needs a full season of games. I think he needs 30 games to see what he's about. Grow as a player. Just get in that game time. You'll see him physically grow as a player as well. And I think it's time to see what Willock can do.
How far is Koku ahead of Emile Smith Rowe?
Oh, he's far.
They're very similar. They're very similar. Very similar player.
You're talking about Koku's had 2 seasons of first team football.
So he's 2 seasons ahead. Two seasons ahead, you'd say,
yeah. I mean, different league. I mean, but he's been in the Championship, and so and he probably is that ahead, and it's probably just game time. Orkan Koku's probably got a bit more responsibility at final because he's being like a protege. He's taking free kicks. He's the main man there. So it's one of them that treat him a bit differently. Emile Smith Rowe, Arsenal. We'd love to see it. We hope he comes back and does the business. I just want to give a couple of shout-outs. Guys, football die-hard fans on Facebook group, go and check them out. Really sort of a group that responds to your posts. They respond when when they put out a post. It's a lot of traction on there. Football Talk is another one. Really helpful since we've started, giving us shout outs. They're really good. And my boy Jack at Charlton Athletic TV, on Instagram. Go and check him out. He's a really good kid, putting out a lot of work for Charlton. Helped me a lot with some of the research going down when we was doing the Charlton piece on Lyle Taylor. So go and check them out. Some great pages. Thank you to everyone tonight. First of all, thanks Steve, the chief scout. Thank you very much, Steve.
Thanks for joining us, everybody. Thank you.
It's Jerome Marks, the marksman himself, our international scout. Thank you very much, Jerome.
Nice one, boys. Nice one, everyone.
The chef, he's been on absolute fire tonight. He's been smashing down stories. This is the best I've seen you side. Yeah, it's like, love it.
And to all Man United fans, I don't regret what I said.
It's the chef. Thank you very much, Chef 8. Thank you very much. All right, and
cheers,
thank
everyone.
Thank you to all the viewers. Go and follow these guys. Go and follow the Instagram. Go and follow the Twitter. Go and follow. Like and subscribe. You best like and subscribe, please. Please.
Subscribe, please.
Yeah, subscribe, share it. We are done for tonight. Peace out. Stay safe. And wash your hands. Couldn't hit the button. The button won't go.